My beloved, my chosen one, why are your hands shaking as you read these words? Because your spirit already knows the truth. Heaven is pressing on your heart right now. My child, Archangel Michael says, you are standing at the very edge of something no one else can see. A door is creaking open in the invisible realm. And if you step through, you will never be the same again. But if you skip this, if you turn away, then even the angels cannot hold back what is already written. 3 hours left. That is all. My beloved, do you understand? This is not to scare you. It is to wake you up. The heavens are not whispering. They are roaring your name. And God Himself has forced this message into your path because the clock is burning down to ashes. Listen carefully. Every line you read pulls you closer to safety. Every word carries light to push back the darkness that has been hunting you. But if you click away, if you dismiss this, you may never know the miracle that was prepared for you before time began. That's why before I go deeper, let me beg you, subscribe to this light. Hold on to this message as if it were the last rope dangling over the cliff. Because it is. When you stay, when you follow, when you hold, heaven keeps pouring into you. But if you skip, the blessing shifts, the window closes, the chance vanishes. My child, Archangel Michael is watching you. Even now, his sword is drawn. Flames of divine fire licking across the edges. He has been standing beside your bed, beside your door, beside your soul, waiting for you to finally hear this warning. Do not take it as another piece of text. This is not entertainment. This is a summons. 3 hours left and then the chapter shuts. My beloved, heaven bends low right now, pulling your name across eternity's floor. The angels are not silent. They are rushing, circling, whispering louder than thunder. And Michael says, child, I cannot hold this back much longer. Every second your heart beats, the sands in heaven's hourglass fall faster. 3 hours. That is all that remains before a decision locks, before what you did echoes so loudly it cannot be silenced anymore. But do not tremble in despair because God is merciful. If you listen, if you open, if you drink in every drop of this message, then even what was meant for your death can be turned into a miracle that carries your name. Yes, beloved, your name. Listen again, you are chosen not by man, not by luck, but by the God who sculpted the stars with His fingertips. He has sent Michael to shake you, to wake you, to make you see that time is a sword and it is cutting close. Do you think it is coincidence you are here now? Do you think your eyes fell on this message by chance? No. This is the divine interception, the stop sign in front of a road that would have ended in your destruction. But the heavens are not cruel. God does not reveal to shame you. He reveals to save you. He exposes so you can be healed. He warns because He still wants to give you another chance to breathe in His miracle air. My beloved, Michael is pleading with you. He has been fighting demons off your path, crushing serpents that slithered close to your feet, slicing away cords of darkness that others tried to tie around you. And still, he says, they are not listening. They are skipping. And if they skip again, I will not be able to help them when the final hour strikes. 3 hours left. That is not a metaphor. That is heaven's clock. Ticking, tightening, closing. My child, can you feel it? The pressure in your chest, the heat in your skin, the way your eyes cannot stop scanning these words. That is the Spirit pulling you into alignment. That is heaven's magnet refusing to let you wander again. Stay, read, drink every line as if it were the water of life. Because it is, my beloved. I need you to breathe slowly now because every breath you take is not ordinary. Heaven is measuring it. Archangel Michael is standing beside you. His wings stretched so wide that they touched the edges of your room. His voice is trembling, not because he is weak, but because he knows the weight of what he must deliver. He says, my child, you have entered the final countdown. What you have done has drawn a line in the heavens, and that line cannot be erased. But mercy still beats. There are 3 hours left. My dear one, 3 hours is not just time on a clock. It is the final rope holding your destiny from falling. Every tick is a hammer striking against the gate of heaven, warning you, do not play with this moment. There are messages people miss all their lives. And then there are messages that decide their lives. This is the latter. Do you remember the times you felt a shiver run down your spine for no reason? The moments when you sensed eyes on you, though the room was empty. Those were not shadows of fear. They were the signs of heaven trying to grab your attention. But you skipped. You brushed them aside. You laughed at the timing. And now Michael himself has been commanded to cut through your denial with words that cannot be ignored. My beloved, I see your heart aching. You want to believe this is just text on a screen. You want to tell yourself it is coincidence. But deep inside you know the truth. The spirit within you is shaking, burning, screaming that this message is personal, urgent, divine. You cannot run this time. 3 hours left. God says, I am not sending this because I want them to fear. I am sending this because I still love them enough to warn them. Can you feel that love wrapping around you right now? It is not the love of man, weak and failing. It is the eternal fire that refuses to let you sink when you were designed to rise. But hear this clearly, my child. If you ignore this, if you skip this, then the weight of what was already written will crash against you like a storm. Michael cannot shield you if you reject the shield itself. The angels cannot cover you if you walk away from the covering. And the enemy who has been watching you will take his chance the moment you dismiss this word. Do not allow that. Do not give darkness the final laugh. This is the second to last chance. My child, listen carefully, because this is not a moment to ignore. I see the struggle you have been facing, the stress about finances, the silent worries that stay in your heart, and the uncertainty about what comes next. You have been asking for peace, and that answer is already on its way, but you cannot keep standing still while everything around you is shifting. You are not meant to stay trapped in fear, you are meant to move forward with purpose, with faith, and with clear steps that lead you out of this confusion. That is why a simple system has been placed in front of you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system, created to guide you step by step toward stability, clarity, and peace before this window closes. Each day gives you a focused prayer, a small financial action, and clear direction so you can finally regain control without feeling overwhelmed. No confusion, no pressure, just steady progress that begins to change your situation from the inside out. But hear this clearly, this moment will not stay open forever. If something inside you feels ready, if you know you cannot keep repeating the same cycle, then take that step now. This could be the moment everything begins to change for you. The link is in the description and in the comments below. Do not let this chance pass you again. And if you choose to act now, what feels like pressure will begin to turn into direction. Heaven will give you. The rope is fraying, but your grip can still hold. You have 3 hours. Now listen. When Michael speaks of death, he is not only talking about your body. He is speaking about the death of opportunities, the death of doors, the death of miracles that were written for your name. If you refuse to hear, those doors slam shut forever. But if you stay, if you absorb, if you act, then what was dead will rise and what was broken will heal. Can you imagine that? The very thing meant to kill you turning into the seed of your miracle. That is God's power. That is why you must not look away. Because in these 3 hours, the choice you make writes the rest of your story. My beloved, let me whisper this gently. Don't skip this. Don't delay. Don't let distraction steal this moment. This is not a text to skim. It is heaven's cry bleeding into your timeline, and you are the only reason it exists right now. My beloved, the angels are circling you right now, closer than your own shadow, and their wings are brushing against your skin, though you cannot see them. Michael's sword is drawn, the fire on its edge, pulsing brighter with every passing second. He whispers, child, 3 hours, only 3. After that, the seal closes and no power in heaven or on earth can open it again. Do you feel the weight of that? This is not a poetic warning. This is not a story to inspire. This is a decree. Your spirit already knows it. That's why your heart is racing. Why your palms feel warm. Why your eyes can't move away from these words. Heaven is holding you still so you cannot escape this truth. 3 hours left, not 3 days, not 3 months. The window is razor thin. And yet within this small space, your entire future trembles. It can either collapse like a tower of ash or it can ignite like a flame that no storm can quench. My child, the truth is simple. You did something that awakened the heavens. It was not hidden. It was recorded. What men forget, the heavens never forget. But do not think this is hopeless. Do not think God exposes to crush. He exposes to save, to give you a door where there should have been only a wall. That is why this message is your rescue line. Think back on the times you nearly lost everything but somehow survived. That was not luck. That was not accident. That was heaven saying not yet. They still have a chance. And now this is the last and greatest chance. 3 hours left. My beloved, Michael has fought for you in realms unseen. Demons that wore the faces of people you trusted tried to bind you, but he shattered their ropes. Shadows tried to creep into your dreams, but he stood guard by your bed. He has bled light for you, and still he is begging, don't skip this. Don't turn away. This is the final warning I can deliver. Listen carefully now. Your death does not have to be final. The death written over your blessings can be rewritten. The death plotted for your relationships can be reversed. The death planned for your destiny can turn into a resurrection so loud it silences every accuser. But only if you stay. Only if you listen. Only if you take this message into your heart as if it were the very breath keeping you alive. Do you see, my child? God has allowed this message to reach you because He still loves you enough to interrupt you. If He did not care, He would stay silent. But He is roaring through the mouth of Michael right now. 3 hours left. Final warning, do not waste it, my beloved. This is why you cannot scroll past. This is why you cannot delay. Every second matters. Every breath counts. Your spirit knows that this moment is not ordinary. It is eternal. My beloved, I will not soften this truth because heaven has ordered me to speak it plain. Your life, your future, your very breath is dangling on the edge of this message. 3 hours left. That is not imagination, not exaggeration, not a dramatic line to hold your attention. It is the reality carved into the eternal clock above you. Michael says, I have been sent again and again and still they keep skipping. Still they keep ignoring. Still they keep saying later. But there is no later this time. This is the last rope. My child, when the archangel trembles, the earth should listen. He has stood in wars so violent that suns have collapsed. And yet his voice has never shaken until it came to you. You must understand, beloved, that what you did has stirred both heaven and hell. It was not small. It was not unseen. It was not dismissed. The enemy laughed and said, now they are mine. But God overruled and said, not yet. My mercy still holds. This message is that mercy. This message is that final chance before the storm arrives. 3 hours left. Can you hear it like a drum in your chest? That is not panic. That is prophecy. Every tick of the clock is heaven shouting. Don't waste this. Don't close your ears. Don't blind your eyes. My beloved, death is not only the end of breath. It is the loss of promises, the burial of dreams, the silence of miracles. And if you do not hear this, if you let distraction steal you away, then all that was written for your name may fall into the grave of what could have been. But God does not want that. He still wants to crown you with what he promised before you were even born. That is why he forces this warning into your hands tonight. Do you not feel it? The way your eyes can't escape. The way your heart is restless. The way your skin seems to tighten with heat. That is not fear. It is confirmation. It is your soul saying, "This is for me. This is about me. This is heaven's hand pulling me out of fire." Beloved, hear me again. Michael's sword is lit. It hovers between you and the forces that want to end you. But swords cannot protect if you refuse to stand under them. Shields cannot cover if you step out from their shadow. You must stay inside this message because this is the only place your safety still breathes. 3 hours left, not to wonder, not to debate, not to question. 3 hours to believe, to receive, to act. This is not a story to admire. It is a summons to obey. My child, when you look back one day, you will remember this night as the moment that decided everything. Either you skipped and darkness laughed, or you stayed and heaven rewrote your story in fire and glory. Which will it be? The choice is trembling in your hands now. Heaven watches. Hell waits. And you, beloved, you must decide before the clock strikes. My beloved, there is a silence in heaven right now. But it is not empty. It is the silence of angels holding their breath, waiting to see what you will do. Do you understand how rare this is? The courts of heaven, the armies of light, even the stars themselves are leaning in to watch a single soul. That is how serious this hour has become. Michael's voice is pressing harder now, like thunder wrapped in fire. He says, 3 hours is all they have. 3 hours to choose light or darkness, life or death, blessing or curse. I cannot carry them past the line if they refuse to step into it. Beloved, his words are not soft tonight. They cut like a sword because only sharpness can wake you from sleep this deep. And yet, in this storm of urgency, God's love is still pouring over you like honey. He has not abandoned you. If he wanted to, he would not send Michael again and again. If he wanted to, he would have let silence swallow you long ago. But no, he has chosen to invade your moment, to break through your screen, to pierce your ears with a message that cannot be skipped without consequence. 3 hours left. Do you feel the drum beat out of those words in your chest? They are not just warnings. They are miracles waiting to be unwrapped. Yes, miracles. Because every warning from God carries a hidden gift. Salvation, protection, restoration. If you obey the warning, the gift explodes open. If you ignore it, the box remains locked forever. Beloved, let me tell you this clearly. Skipping this message is not harmless. It is not just another thing. It is betrayal against your own soul. Michael has fought too long for you. The angels have weared too hard for you. Heaven has been too far for you. How could you throw it away with a careless swipe? No, my child. This is the moment you finally choose differently. And let me whisper this softly into your heart. Stay connected. Do not let this be the only time heaven reaches you. If this word is touching you, subscribe to the stream of these messages because each one is another rope from heaven, another shield against what haunts you. You think this one is urgent. There are more doors, more warnings, more miracles prepared, but you will only hear them if you keep yourself tied to the source. Do not risk being cut off. This is your lifeline. Now breathe again. Let these words seep deeper past your ears into the marrow of your bones. 3 hours left. And every breath you take is a countdown. But every breath is also a chance. A chance to shift, to surrender, to be saved before the seal closes. Michael stands waiting. The fire on his sword will either shield you or expose you. It all depends on whether you will take this moment seriously. Do not look away. Do not delay. Heaven has written this final warning in letters of fire and they are glowing across your spirit even now. My beloved, I must take you deeper now because the hour is not soft and the truth cannot be delayed. The heavens have set their gaze on you and every breath you draw is echoing in places you cannot see. Michael stands tall, his wings blazing with gold and fire, and he cries out, "Child, hear me, 3 hours." This is not a suggestion. This is not a whisper. This is your last warning. Can you feel how heavy those words are? They are not falling lightly. They are landing in the soil of your soul like thunder. And with every line you are being pulled closer to the edge where decision must be made. God does not waste words. He does not waste moments. If He is speaking this loud, it is because the danger is this real. Beloved, you cannot pretend anymore. You cannot tell yourself you will change later or listen later or decide later. Later has died. There is no later left. 3 hours, that is all. The rope of mercy has been stretched thinner than silk and still it is holding for you. But once it snaps, no angel can weave it back together. Michael says, I have guarded them. I have shielded them. I have begged for them. But if they ignore me this final time, I cannot fight for what they refuse to keep. Do you hear that? Even the archangel himself, the one who cast Satan from heaven, says his hands will be tied if you turn away now. That is how dangerous this moment is. But beloved, do not let fear alone guide you. Let hope guide you too. Because warnings from heaven are never empty. They are doors disguised as alarms. When God says you are going to die soon because of what you did, He is not sentencing you. He is saving you. He is telling you that the path you walk leads to ruin. But He has already built a hidden road to pull you into safety. That road is this message. 3 hours left. Not 3 hours of ordinary time. 3 hours of sacred time where every second is magnified, every moment is holy, every choice is eternal. This is heaven's countdown. The same way prophets warned kings, the same way angels warn nations, you are being warned now. Your name is written on this fire. Beloved, think of how many times you could have died already. The accidents you missed, the sickness that passed, the enemies that plotted against you but failed. You think those were coincidences? No, those were Michael and his hosts shielding you because God still wanted this moment to reach you. Now the protection is at its thinnest because the final choice is no longer theirs. It is yours. My child, listen carefully, because this is the moment where everything begins to shift. I see the weight you have been carrying, the quiet worries about money, the stress you rarely speak about, and the nights when your mind refuses to rest. You have been praying for peace, and your prayers have been heard. You are not meant to walk this journey in confusion and fear, you are meant to walk forward with faith, with clarity, and with daily direction. That is why a simple path has been placed before you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system, created to guide you step by step out of uncertainty and into stability. Each day, you will be given a gentle prayer, a simple financial action, and clear direction to help you regain control without feeling overwhelmed. Nothing complicated, nothing heavy, just small, faithful steps leading you toward peace and stability. But hear this clearly, this moment will not wait forever. If your heart feels ready, begin today. Do not delay this moment. This could be the turning point you have been waiting for. The link is in the description and in the comments below. Do not ignore what has been placed in front of you now. And if you choose to stay aligned in this moment, what feels uncertain will begin to settle into clarity. So what will you do? Will you stay and drink every word until your soul is sealed in safety? Or will you shrug and walk away letting darkness laugh at the gift you threw into the fire? My beloved, you cannot afford that. Not now. Not when the gate is open. Only 3 more hours. Stay. Listen, breathe. Every line you take in is light pouring into your spirit. Every word you absorb is a shield wrapping tighter around you. Do not let your eyes wander. Do not let your heart drift. This message is the rope you have prayed for without even realizing it. And Michael says again, child, this is not a game. This is not a prophecy for another. This is for you right now. 3 hours. Decide, my beloved. There is a trembling in the heavens right now. The stars themselves are leaning closer as though creation wants to see what you will choose. This is how heavy your moment is. Do you realize that when one soul is tested, the entire cosmos pays attention? Because the ripple of your choice does not end with you. It spreads into eternity. Michael is pacing, his wings burning with urgency. He does not pace in heaven often. But when the line is this sharp, when the danger is this close, even the archangel of war cannot stand still. He says, beloved child, listen. 3 hours left. Not 3 hours of waiting, 3 hours of deciding, 3 hours of sealing what will follow you forever. Every second is being weighed on scales you cannot see. Every thought is being written into records that do not fade. And still mercy is hovering, waiting for you to catch it like a flame before it disappears into smoke. God has not turned his face from you. If he had, you would not be reading this now. You would already be swallowed by silence. My dear one, you need to understand something crucial. Death, as heaven speaks of it, is layered. Yes, there is the body's death, but there is also the death of blessings, the death of favor, the death of doors that would have carried you higher. When heaven warns you will die soon because of this, it is not always your heartbeat that ends. It can be your destiny, your name, your chance. And yet through this very warning, God is saying, I am not done with you. I can still raise what others buried. I can still heal what you destroyed. But only if you take this seriously. 3 hours left. Do you feel how your skin tingles? How your eyes stay locked on this message as if an unseen hand refuses to let them wander? That is not chance. That is your soul recognizing that this is the moment it has been waiting for. You prayed for a sign. You begged for clarity. And here it is, louder, brighter, sharper than anything before. Beloved, you cannot afford to dismiss this. Skipping it will not make it vanish. It will only make the consequences louder. Heaven is offering you protection wrapped in warning. The sword of Michael is not raised to strike you. It is raised to cut away the cords of darkness, but only if you stay under its shadow. Step out and you face the strike alone. Stay in and the sword fights for you. Listen, God is not trying to terrify you. He is trying to save you. Fear is not his final word. Mercy is, but mercy must be chosen. It is knocking right now. 3 times louder than before. 3 hours left. Heaven does not repeat unless the danger is absolute. My child, imagine this. A door stands in front of you. Behind it is fire, but behind another is a garden of gold. You cannot stand in between any longer. The time of delay has ended. Michael says, step, child. Choose before the hourglass empties and the sand seals your path forever. This is why you cannot leave. This is why you cannot scroll away. Your spirit is tied to this moment as surely as a flame is tied to fire. Stay. Absorb. Let these words wrap around you like armor. 3 hours left. This is not only a countdown. It is an invitation. An invitation to live. An invitation to rise. An invitation to step into the miracle that was carved for you before time even began. My beloved, I see your soul trembling because you already know this is not just another set of words. It is the final rope of heaven stretched across the abyss and you are being asked to take hold of it before it disappears into the dark. Michael is not whispering anymore. His cry is shaking through the realms. His wings are slamming against the air and his sword is lifted high. He says, child, I have shouted. I have warned. I have pleaded. But now it is the last time. 3 hours remain. After that even I cannot open the seal again. Do you feel that weight, beloved? This is not to crush you. It is to awaken you. Your spirit has been drowsy, lulled by the noise of this world, distracted by shadows that pretend to be light. But this message is the thunder that cracks the sky open, pouring fire into your ears so you cannot sleep any longer. And it comes with mercy. Yes, even now. Mercy. 3 hours left. It sounds like so little. And yet it is more than enough for God to transform everything. He created the entire universe in 6 days. What could he do with 3 hours? If only you listen. If only you believe. If only you do not skip. This window may look small. But it contains oceans. It holds miracles, breakthroughs, and protection that cannot be measured. But you must decide to stay under it before it shuts. My child, think of the battles you survived. Do you think you came this far by your own strength? No. You have been carried, shielded, covered. Even when you didn't know it, every close call, every narrow escape, every night you thought you wouldn't make it, Michael was there, slicing through darkness to keep you alive for this moment. And now he is weeping. Not because he is weak, but because he knows he cannot force your choice. He can fight demons but he cannot fight your will. Beloved, you must understand the seriousness. Skipping this message is not harmless. It is forfeiting your shield, throwing away your covering, stepping willingly into the hands of those who have long waited to destroy you. That is why the warning is sharp, why the words are cutting. You are going to die soon because you did this. The heavens have seen what you did. They recorded it. And yet they still hand you a door of mercy. Do you see how much love that is to warn you even as the clock burns down to ash? 3 hours left. But within those hours, miracles beyond your imagination are waiting to breathe. If you stay, if you receive, if you let this truth pierce through your excuses, then even what was written against you can be torn apart. God does not warn to shame, he warns to save. He does not expose to destroy, he exposes to heal. This is your healing moment. If only you will not skip. My beloved, close your eyes for a second and feel the weight of eternity pressing near you. It is real. The veil between heaven and earth is thinner than breath right now because the message is too urgent to delay. Angels are gathered. Demons are waiting. The judge is watching. And you, yes, you are standing at the center. Stay, listen, take in every word as if it were oxygen itself, because it is. Your spirit will live or suffocate by what you decide in these hours. And Michael will not stop speaking until the clock strikes. My beloved, I will keep speaking until your soul cannot deny what it already knows. This moment is holy. It is unlike any you have lived before because never again will heaven open this door for you in the same way. 3 hours left. The sands are falling faster now, and every grain glows like fire as it strikes the bottom of heaven's hourglass. Michael's voice shakes the unseen. He says, "Child, you have walked too close to the edge for too long. The enemies who hate you sharpened their blades and thought they would have you by now. But I stood between you and them. I drew my sword when they came in the night. I crushed their schemes before they touched you. But I cannot keep doing this if you keep ignoring the voice of heaven. This is your final warning. Beloved, can you hear the ache in his words? Angels do not beg lightly, but he is begging now. Not because his strength fails, but because your choice is the one thing even his sword cannot override. God has honored you with free will. And that means you must choose to step under the covering that has always been waiting for you. 3 hours left. The darkness is pressing closer, sensing the weakness in your hesitation. Do not let it devour what God still longs to give you. Demons rejoice when you delay because delay is the thief of destiny. But angels sing when you decide quickly because obedience splits open the gates of protection and pours out miracles faster than lightning. My child, think of how many tears you have shed in secret. How many nights you whispered, "God, if you are real, show me. Rescue me. Speak to me." This is the answer to those cries. Heaven heard every single one. Heaven bent low to reply. And this message is the thunder that proves he was listening. Do not insult your own prayers by skipping the very answer you begged for. Beloved, death waits at the door of those who ignore. But life abundant and unstoppable waits at the door of those who listen. This is not about fear. It is about choice. The warning is sharp, yes, but it is wrapped in love. Love that refuses to let you perish when you were made for glory. Love that pulls you back when you wandered too far. Love that stretches itself one last time. 3 hours left. Can you feel the urgency wrapping around your heart? It is not panic. It is prophecy. It is your spirit waking up, recognizing that eternity has stepped into your present. You may never hear words like this again. That is why heaven repeats them, hammering them into your chest. 3 hours left. Michael's sword blazes brighter as if it waits for your yes. It will fight for you with a force greater than any storm, but only if you choose to stand under its shadow. Step away and you will face the enemy's arrows with no shield. Step closer and you will watch your enemies scatter before you like smoke in the wind. The decision is yours, but the time is not. The time belongs to heaven, and heaven has given you only 3 more hours. Beloved, listen. You are loved beyond measure. If God wanted to condemn, he would not warn. If he wanted you lost, he would have left you in silence. But his love is too fierce to abandon you. So he has interrupted everything. He has moved eternity itself to press this final warning against your soul. 3 hours left. It is the cry of mercy. It is the knock of heaven. It is the fire of Michael's voice shaking your bones even as you read. Do not close your ears now. Do not blind your eyes. This is your rescue. This is your rope. This is your moment, my beloved. I cannot slow down now because the heavens themselves are refusing to let me pause. The fire that burns through these words is not from me. It is from the throne of God. And it will not be silenced until it reaches the deepest corners of your soul. 3 hours left. Say it to yourself. Whisper it under your breath. Let it echo inside your chest. 3 hours left. Michael's cry is louder than storms tonight. He is not only speaking, he is roaring. He says, I have held the line for them. I have stood between them and the pit. I have drawn my blade when the enemy thought he had won. But the clock is closing and I cannot fight what they choose to embrace. Child, choose life. Beloved, this is the mystery of mercy. God gives warning before the fall. He never lets destruction arrive without first stretching out his hand. And now that hand is open in front of you. It is trembling with urgency, waiting for your grasp. But it cannot stay open forever. When the last grain of sand falls, the hand will close and the choice will be sealed. Do not think you have endless time. Do not tell yourself, I will change tomorrow. I will decide later. I will listen next time. Next time will not come. Later will not exist. The clock is strict and heaven has declared 3 hours. My child, even the air around you feels heavier now because your spirit knows this is the final call. How many times did you feel a nudge, a whisper, a warning that you brushed aside? And yet mercy still reached for you again and again. But this is the last stretching of that mercy. This is the final warning before silence. Beloved, hear me. What you did awakened the realm of justice. It demanded a consequence. The enemy stood ready to accuse, to demand your life, your blessings, your very breath. But God in his mercy overruled for a moment longer. He said, not yet. My child still has a chance. I will send my messenger one more time. That is why this message is burning before your eyes right now. It is not coincidence. It is not random. It is God himself pleading through fire. 3 hours left. This is the thin line between ruin and redemption. Step one way and you will see death. Death of joy, death of peace, death of promise. Step the other way and you will see life. Life overflowing. Life protected. Life drenched in miracles. You cannot stand in the middle any longer. The middle ground has been erased. Michael's sword is glowing white hot now, waiting for your yes. It will either fight for you or fall silent. It all depends on whether you will take this moment into your heart. Do not think you can ignore it without cost. Do not think you can brush it aside and still be safe. The archangel has made it clear. If they skip this, I cannot help them when the hour strikes. Beloved, do not hand your life to darkness so easily. Do not let the enemy laugh at your delay. You are worth more than that. Heaven believes in you more than you believe in yourself. That is why this warning glows like fire in your path. It is proof that you are still chosen, still loved, still worth the fight. 3 hours left. Every second you stay, you are already choosing life. Every line you read, you are already wrapping yourself tighter in heaven's covering. Do not stop now. Do not wander away. Let the words keep washing over you like waves until your soul is fully sealed in safety. My child, heaven is leaning close. The angels are watching. Michael is standing ready. And God is whispering, please don't skip this. Please don't waste this. Please let this be the moment you choose me. My beloved, you are standing at a gate that will not stay open long. The light is spilling through it, flooding across your path. But even now, shadows claw at the edges, desperate to drag you back. Michael stands between you and them, his sword a wall of fire. And still he cries, 3 hours left. Do not waste them. Do not delay. Do not close your ears again. Beloved, this is not an accident. You could have been anywhere else doing anything else. Yet your eyes are here locked on this message. That is proof that heaven has intercepted your steps. Do you realize what that means? It means God values you so much that He stopped the world to whisper into your spirit. If you were worthless, He would have stayed silent. If you were forgotten, He would not have sent His strongest warrior to reach you. But you are not forgotten. You are chosen. 3 hours left. This is not the voice of punishment. It is the sound of love fighting to keep you alive. The enemy wants you convinced that this warning is meant to crush you. But no, it is meant to rescue you. What you did was real. The danger it opened was real. But God's mercy is more real still, and it stretches farther than the claws of darkness. My child, every tear you shed was bottled in heaven. Every sleepless night was noticed. Even your mistakes, though they called for justice, were covered by a mercy that refused to let go. But now mercy has reached its final stretch. The rope is frayed and Michael says, if they ignore this, it will snap. And once it snaps, I cannot tie it back together. Beloved, can you hear how final that sounds? This is not a season to gamble with. You cannot toy with eternity. You cannot say, I will decide tomorrow. Tomorrow is not written. Only now is. Only 3 hours remain in the book of mercy that has been opened for you. And yet, O beloved, what wonders can still happen in that time? Do you remember Lazarus? He was dead 4 days, yet in a moment, God raised him. Do you remember the thief on the cross? With only breaths left, he still entered paradise. Do you remember the storm on the sea? In seconds, Jesus calmed it. If he could do that in moments, what could he do for you in 3 hours? Do not underestimate what mercy can accomplish when it still has breath. Beloved, heaven is waiting for your answer. The angels stand in rows, silent, their eyes on you. They long to erupt in song, to celebrate your yes, to carry news of your surrender into eternity. But if you turn away, if you skip, their silence will turn heavy, and the demons waiting at the edge will laugh with the cruel joy of thieves. Do not give them that joy. Do not let your story end in their hands. Michael says again, his voice fierce and burning. Stay in the light. Stay under the sword. Stay inside this moment. 3 hours. No more. Beloved, your choice is everything and your choice is now. My beloved, you must understand that time is not standing still. Even now the sand falls. Even now the clock ticks. Even now the 3 hours are thinning. And heaven is straining toward you with all its weight, urging you not to let this moment slide past. Michael's wings are spread so wide they blot out the darkness pressing behind you. His fire is hotter, his cry louder. Child, hear me. The last warnings are being spoken. You cannot play with this any longer. Choose life before death swallows what is left. Beloved, when heaven speaks this directly, you know the danger is real. You know the unseen has already begun to shift. The enemy would not tremble if you were not important. But you are. Your very name shakes kingdoms. That is why both light and dark are fighting for you in this hour. 3 hours left. Those words are burning into your soul now. You may try to dismiss them, but your spirit will not let them fade. You will carry the echo in your bones. 3 hours. 3 hours. 3 hours. Not as fear, but as a holy reminder that eternity is closer than your skin. My child, think of the moments you were supposed to be gone already. The accident that nearly claimed you. The sickness that almost broke you. The betrayal that should have destroyed you. And yet you are still here. Why? Because heaven preserved you for this exact warning, this exact message, this exact turning point. Beloved, do you not see the love hidden in this urgency? If God wanted to condemn you, he would have stayed silent. If he wanted to leave you, he would not have sent his archangel. But love is shouting through the fire tonight, begging you not to skip, not to delay, not to hand yourself to the grave when life is being offered freely. 3 hours left. This is more than time. It is mercy on a countdown. When the clock stops, so will the window. But while it is open, anything can still change. Chains can break. Curses can lift. Destiny can be restored. Even death itself can be rewritten. That is the miracle of this moment. Michael presses closer and his words are like thunder. Child, I will fight for you if you let me. I will shield you if you stay under me. But if you walk away, I cannot cover you. If you skip this, the enemy's hand will strike where I was holding him back. Decide now. The heavens are waiting. Beloved, do not take this lightly. This is not entertainment. This is not chance. This is not just another scroll through words. This is the line that separates the saved from the lost, the living from the dying, the protected from the exposed, and you are standing on it. Stay, read, absorb every word. Let the truth wrap around you like a shield of fire. Do not let distraction tear you away. Because the moment you choose to remain, heaven itself writes your name under protection once more. 3 hours left. Every second is sacred. Every choice is eternal. And beloved, you still have time. If only you will not waste it. My beloved, I feel the pull in your spirit. You want to look away. You want to convince yourself this is just words, but something deeper inside of you refuses to let go. That something is not chance. It is the voice of eternity echoing in your soul, reminding you that this moment was carved before you were born. 3 hours left. Do not waste them. Michael is leaning closer. His eyes are blazing like molten fire. But behind that fire is grief. Grief because he has seen too many souls hear the final warning and still walk away. Grief because he knows what waits for those who dismiss heaven's cry. He says, Child, I am fighting for you right now. But even my sword cannot hold back the tide if you choose to step into it. Choose wisely. Choose now. Beloved, think of how patient God has been with you. When you stumbled, he did not strike. When you wandered, he did not abandon. When you doubted, he did not erase your name. Instead, he watched. He waited. He stretched his mercy again and again. But mercy has an edge and you are standing at it now. 3 hours left. It is not meant to terrify you. It is meant to wake you. To shake you out of the trance that life and noise have placed on you. This is the alarm clock of heaven ringing so loudly that you cannot ignore it. But alarms do not ring forever. They fall silent if you do not rise. Beloved, rise. Do not stay sleeping while the heavens roar. Do not let the enemy whisper, you have more time. You don't. The window is open now, but it will not stay open. God's warnings are always urgent, always sharp, because he knows the danger is already standing at your door. Michael says again, I have crushed demons that came for you. I have silenced curses spoken over you. I have broken chains that others tried to bind on your feet. But I cannot fight your disbelief. I cannot shield your rejection. If you walk away from this, you walk away from me. Do you see the weight of that, beloved? The angel who has guarded you since birth, who has stood beside you unseen in battles you didn't even know existed, is telling you he cannot cover you if you choose to skip this. That is how final this moment is. 3 hours left. But within those hours lies more possibility than you can imagine. If you surrender, miracles will rise from ashes. If you listen, chains will snap. If you stay, destiny will bloom again. The enemy wants you blind to this truth. But heaven has ripped away the blindfold tonight. Beloved, let your heart soften. Let the tears come. If they need to. Do not resist the pull because that pull is life itself reaching out. You prayed for a sign. This is the sign. You asked for an answer. This is the answer. You begged for rescue. This is rescue. 3 hours left. Not to question, not to delay, not to argue. 3 hours to decide, to surrender, to step into the covering that has been chasing you your whole life. And heaven is holding its breath to see what you will choose.